Sheriff Scott, this is a huge development in the case. It is truly a bombshell.
The case is making national headlines, and Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott telling Nancy Grace that his department has only scratched the surface more than 48 hours after that shocking revelation that investigators believe Mark Sievers played a role in his wife Teresa's murder. The state attorney's office releasing thousands of court documents revealing evidence that Mark Sievers allegedly planned to pay off hitmen using his wife's insurance policy. It was valued at more than $4 million. But despite all of this, Mark Sievers is still a free man tonight, unlike his alleged accomplices, Curtis Wainwright, who is a childhood best friend, and Jimmy Rogers. They are now facing second-degree murder charges in connection to Dr. Teresa Sievers' murder inside her Bonita Springs home over the summer. For In Your Corner is Tara Molina leading our team coverage tonight. She's live outside the Sievers home. She has more on why Sheriff Scott says they still don't have enough to arrest Mark Sievers. Tara.
The house behind me, the center of national controversy. A local doctor brutally murdered inside. Her husband, now implicated in that murder, is still living here. Now, we've asked local authorities what's next in the investigation. Tonight, national media is joining that conversation. For the past 6 months, people living on what was once a quiet street have looked out their windows to see everything from caution tape and sheriff's vehicles to bright lights and TV trucks. But it's not just people living here disturbed by what happened right next door. People across the country are wondering what's next in the investigation of beloved Dr. Teresa Sievers. Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott is addressing those concerns.
What's happening?
Appearing on HLN's Nancy Grace.
Sheriff Scott, this is a huge development in the case. It is truly a bombshell.
Questions stemming from the bombshell details included in these documents. Like, why hasn't Teresa's husband Mark been charged when he's accused of hiring her killer in black and white?
Mike Scott.
Sheriff Scott saying the only thing more critical than making an arrest is making the arrest appropriately so it stands through the trials of court. He says they're not done investigating Mark's involvement.
Steve, the husband, was within an envelope of suspicion. I referred to it as an envelope of suspicion.
But with 2 men charged and the investigation still active, Scott shared it's clear that those responsible for this heinous crime never expected to be where we are now.
Question that these folks went to great lengths to cover their tracks. I think so much so that they didn't anticipate being caught and therefore didn't have much of a plan in the event that things started to unravel.
Now that things have unraveled, Scott says he has everyone right where he wants them.
They're not able to communicate with each other anymore. Those channels of communication have been cut off. And as a result, the old saying about snakes biting each other, I think, will come to fruition.
I requested an interview with Sheriff Scott yesterday and was told that he's on personal time. I called back today and I haven't heard back yet. But when we talked to him on the phone earlier this week, he said they're just taking their time to do this right. And the public is not in any danger tonight. We're live in Bonita Springs. Tara Molina, Fox 4, In Your Corner.